All right, Ben Parker of CardinalSportsReport.com here with Stanford wide receivers coach Tyler Osborne. So first of all, just talk about how has your unit looked so far during the spring period?
Yeah, impressive in my kind of view of things, of kind of how they've been growing and progressing. So from day one to right now, I mean, every single day they've been making really good strides. Really happy with the effort, the physicality, the competitiveness. I love the guys in the room that we got, both as kids but also as players. They're competing and getting better every day, which as a coach, that's all you can ask for, and really excited and pleased with kind of the progress they've been making so far.
Yeah, and talk about too, just what has CJ Williams brought as a veteran to this room?
Yeah, CJ's awesome. Like, love that kid to death. He's come in. He's been a great leader in the room, you know, with all the guys. He's done a great job of bonding all the kids as well, and he's a good player. I mean, he does just about everything you want in a player. He does it really well. And so really been pleased with both the progress that he's been making over kind of spring ball. He's done a great job picking up the offense, or really, to be honest, the transition on the offense, you know, throughout spring. Kind of, he learned one system, right? Now he's learning another. And just been an awesome leader in the room and going to be a really good player for us this year.
Yeah, and Jordan Onuvle mentioned, I hope I'm saying that right, he mentioned that you recruited him at Sac State. What's it been like kind of reuniting with him and getting the chance to coach him?
Yeah. He's a kid that was kind of a late bloomer in high school, you know, at a modern day. And obviously they've got a really good program. And Elijah Brown, you know, one of the quarterbacks here, right, you know, played with him. And they had a ton of really good wideouts there. And so he was a guy that, you know, didn't really have a ton of production until his senior year. And so, you know, was at Sacramento State, kind of recruiting this guy that was starting to really come along as a player, right? Kind of later in his career, and then obviously a bunch of bigger schools kind of came in and swooped him up, and, you know, ended up at Colorado. But he was a guy that I was really impressed with in high school. Just competitive, physical, catches the ball really well, fundamentally sound. He's a really hard worker, and so all those traits I think really were something that when he entered the portal, right, I remembered, and you know, we reached out to him, and he was a guy that very quickly was interested in Stanford, and I think it's been a very good match so far.
Yeah, and what are you most emphasizing with your unit right now during this particular spring period here?
Yeah, a lot of it's the details, right? It's guys that, you know, maybe they know the plays, but they haven't come out here and run the plays yet, right? And, you know, we install, really all throughout spring, we've been kind of installing a new offense, you know, with Coach Wright coming in. And so, you know, those details, right, even us as coaches, we're kind of learning those day by day in terms of how he would want them done. And at the end of the day, all those guys have done a really good job picking that stuff up. And I think whenever, you know, you get out for spring ball, right, there's a little bit of a period of time that you have not been out on the field, you know, with the pads on, right, and doing a lot of things that we ask the guys when it's real football, right, because a lot of the strength and conditioning training, right, happens throughout January, February, and March. So now you get on the field and you get a chance to really detail up the plays, right? So it's not just, oh, I got a corner out, but how do I want to run it versus outside leverage? How do I want to run it versus inside leverage? How do I want to flatten that thing off? I have a safety over the top and wide, right? So things of that nature, right, you get the chance in spring ball to detail it up and get good reps of it, and that's been the main point of focus.
Yeah, what have you most liked about getting to know Coach Wright, getting to work with him?
Yeah, he's an unbelievable guy, a really smart coach. Really been enjoying working with him. You know, he's a pass game guy, right? So naturally, you know, he said right when he came in, hey, the two positions I like working with the most are the wide receivers and the quarterbacks, right? So that was kind of my world. So, you know, we hit it off, I believe. If you had asked him, I think we hit it off pretty well from the start. A lot of the things that he believes in, both, you know, within concepts, but then also fundamentally, you know, I think it kind of paired up really well between the two of us in terms of what we both believe in. And so it's been fun. It's been good. And I'm learning some good things that he's done in the NFL. And, you know, we're also kind of, you know, teaching him things that maybe worked at the college level, right? Because there are some differences within the game, especially when you start talking hash marks and splits, right? And how the DBs play in college, maybe versus the NFL and things of that nature. And just overall the schemes you see a little more in college versus the NFL. And so it's been good. It's been fun. And been learning some good stuff and really enjoying my time with him so far.
Yeah, and same question on Andrew. What's been like having him around in his GM capacity?
Yeah, Andrew's awesome. So really smart, obviously very intelligent, but just an unbelievable human being, right? And you can tell he loves this place, right? And I think anybody that's got to spend some time here, I know for me personally, Stanford's awesome, right? It's got all these things that make it in a very good way unique. And Andrew, I think, you know, he lives and breathes that, right? And was a student athlete here and now back, obviously, you know, working as our GM. And you can feel that every day when you're working with him, right? His passion for this place, his passion for these kids. And so it's been awesome working with him. And, he's a guy, it's a lot of fun to work with guys like this. He's a guy that loves, all right, we got a problem. How are we going to attack it, right? How are we going to solve this problem? And, and how are we going to make this place better for our student athletes and make this place better for us to win more games? And so he's been an awesome guy at the top, leading the program, and can't say one negative thing about my time working with him so far. He's been great.
Couple of questions before I let you go. Just on Tiger Bachmeyer, what have you seen from him? How's he looking as he heads towards his senior season?
Yeah, Tiger's doing really well. He's had a good spring. He's caught the ball really well. He's always been a guy that's got a great feel for the game, right? And he really understands not only where he should be within concepts, but also how, he can set up guys from a leverage standpoint, right? How he can change up his tempo maybe on routes, especially depending on the part of the field. He's a guy that just has great feel, right? And I think you're seeing that, come alive day by day. And, was a little bit hobbled last year with some injuries. And, I know, he's very motivated to kind of get back to kind of what he, kind of produced his freshman year. And he's doing a great job and really excited about his future.
Final question for you, just rest of the spring period here. What do you most want to see from your guys? What are you hoping to hammer home down the stretch here?
Yeah, 3 more practices. Friday will be a little bit lighter. So really 2 more days with the pads on. I would say just, that's a great question. I would say a lot of it is just really refining, I would say, the new concepts to where we're able to run a lot of our routes, I would say, with more comfort, right? I think there becomes an element when you have a new offense, right, and a new system put into place. There comes an element of kind of thinking, right? Playing a little bit slow, kind of feeling things out because you're not exactly sure yet where you're supposed to be, the timing, all that, the depth of routes. And I've seen our guys progress each and every day and been very pleased with that. But I would just say the last 3 days, it's getting it down so well to where we can go out there for kind of the rest of the summer, right, when the players are doing their play run practices and into fall camp, and just be firing all cylinders to where, we can go out and just play fast, right, physical, and really efficient, once we get to fall camp.
Perfect. Thanks so much for taking the time, Tyler, and best of luck rest of this spring ball period.
Absolutely.
Thank you.